but no body.
No! Speaking of people about to be convicted for murder,
Yes.
our investigators are sat on the train travelling north from Brighton back into London. They are travelling in first class in the compartment together. We have Martin, Basil, and Nigel. They have relegated the rest of their party, that being Collinwood, Nordstrom, and the potentially brain dead Dave, to another compartment. You have loaded up in the luggage, you have several suitcases of both your own belongings and all of Pendergast and Miss Ward's leftover belongings from Albrook. You have even more books than Collingwood came down with. You have your own books, his books, Ward's books, stacks of engineering notes, multiple tomes of dark magic.
We're a library.
You are a
small
traveling library of doom.
What could go wrong?
And yeah, the three of you are sat together in first class, watching as the cold, rainy hills roll by as you head back into the city. But before we catch up with what you're discussing and what you're saying on the train, we're going to flash back to this morning. Whilst Martin and Basil were busy packing up things and checking out of the hotel, Nigel had gone to speak with Miss Marsh, one of the maids at the hotel down in Brighton, and local resident would-be poisoner and potential fish person. So yeah, you find her in the midst of her morning cleaning duties, carrying stacks of bed linen.
Miss Marsh, you're still here. Wonderful to see that. I have some news.
Yes, Mr. Hargreaves.
Yes. The problem that you were having with the gentleman that was here, he is no more. You should not have any further issue from him with your family. You or your family should not be predated.
No more? You mean he's?
He is.
Are you sure?
As sure as we can be. Yes.
Did you see a body?
We did, and it's not in one piece at this point. It's widely separated. There should be no coming back from that.
Like in little bits?
Yes.
Oh, I should go tell Ernie.
Yeah, I was hoping you'd have a chance, because we're getting out of here.
He's going a little crazy lately, running around and trying to sneak into places in the dark, and I was starting to worry about him.
You know, they did leave a machine in the bottom, which Ernie, you and Ernie may decide that it needs to be taken apart. We didn't really have time to deal with it properly.
But, I mean, Albrook's not ours. We just live around here. No one goes up there normally, apart from.
Well, if you think it's safe enough to assume that it's abandoned and no one else will go in to discover it, then I suppose let it go.
Other people, I don't know, but I mean, I'm just a maid. I can't.
Don't demean yourself.
Organizing, moving machines of any sort from anywhere.
Well, not necessarily moving the machine. It just could be rapidly disassembled through explosive means.
Any explosives? I mean, if you wanted it dropped in the sea, I've got some cousins with a boat.
Well, it is rather close to the sea at the moment.
Well, if you do want it dropped in the sea, I guess let us know.
Yeah, it's down in the very bottom level of the asylum, and I was led to believe by one of the inhabitants of that particular area, the water, that they had wanted us to leave out. Apparently, there's an exit out to the open sea far back at of the cave. So that it might be an easy way to get rid of it that way.
Okay. Do you want me to? Or us to? Or do you want us to leave it for now?
Well, leave it for now, because we might have to come back and investigate it. But if we've decided that that's not necessary, we'll let you know. We'll get a message to you one way or another.
Okay. Thank you. I mean, you definitely saw a body.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
He is no more.
that's the dead Aegon. Something good things do happen.
If he's my partner Basil, he's still here. If you want to talk to him about it, he has even more details that you might be interested in.
Was he the? No, that's all right. I have got a lot to be getting on with.
Right.
Unless Basil had a pressing desire to talk with her before you left.
I have failed. I had failed to unmute myself. He would probably walk in and be like, Nigel, did you tell her about and then pantomime gunshots and then the chop, and then the carry down? And
I did.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Good. Very good. Also, don't go down there because there's definitely not a machine that needs to be destroyed. And then I leave.
Cousin's boat, just let us know.
We'll do. I don't imagine there'll be anyone else up there for some time.
Hopefully not. She picks up her pile of laundry. Thank you.
You're welcome.
If there's ever anything that my brother and I can do to help you, we owe you a favor.
Well, it was very nice to meet both you and your brother, and I'm glad we could put your minds at ease.
And so we go back forward in time to the train, and the three of you sat watching as rain beats against the windows of the compartments. Countryside rattles by. What are you doing? What are you talking about? What on earth are you going to do?
That's exactly what we're talking about.
Yes. Yeah, what are we going to do? I mean, hopefully no one knows. I mean, aside from Miss Marsh, of course, but no one knows, and everyone else who was in the asylum at the time. Only a small number, under a dozen.
Yeah, there's Nordstrom, there's Collingwood, there's Dave, but I'm not sure he counts.
That's what he would say.
Yeah, I think we're fine, honestly. Like, he was our friend / benefactor, and he disappeared, so we took his stuff thinking that we would meet back with him. The last time we saw him, he took off in an automobile at the beginning of the night. And so if he showed up later in another automobile after we were gone and we took his stuff, then how are we to know what happened to him? We have the influence and power of you, Mr. White, and our relatively good names, Bloomsworth and Hargreave and Bloomsworth. And especially if Ward doesn't pop up, then she's by proxy almost supporting us as well. Will be a bridge that we go to cross, but ultimately, I don't think we'll be fearing reprisal from official sources. It just might be any of his allies and his dark arts that might come a-knocking, which is why we should probably post-haste move into integrating, if not dominating, the London Esoteric Society and remaking it in to our image.
Well, there is the Mr. Abernathy and Collingwood are the members of the society, as far as I know.
And they have a lawyer.
Mr. Abernathy is a lawyer.
Yep.
It'll be worth discussing the matter with him as soon as we get to London.
It's got to be pretty simple, right? Because people just seem to just randomly join this place and get rights and powers to the stuff that's in it.
How do we know that?
Because we investigated it for over a decade. All those
Yeah.
random names. It's just like, oh, so and so was there. Well, for how long? Somewhere between a week and 45 minutes. Well, where'd they go? No one knows. Repeat ad nauseum.
Just checking your memory, Basil.
I'm just telling you. It kind of feels like you just walk in and you say, "Hello, I'm a member now," and everyone's like, "Woo! Here's some resources."
Well, it'll certainly be worth having a conversation with Mr. Collingwood and Mr. Abernathy on.
Yeah, and if they get
Gentlemen,
smart, I'll slap the shit out of them.
and discuss that matter.
I'm in a bad mood. I haven't slept. I'm cranky. I got my ears are ringing. I didn't get to say goodbye to the fish people. I say that part really, really quietly. I kind of liked them. They were nice. I'm scared for our young inventor friend. I have no idea what Ward.
Now that's the question: is whether he's under her influence at the moment.
Or just under her in the moment.
There is that as well. You never know.
Yeah. It's young love. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Exactly. He is quite a young lad, really.
Yeah. I have no idea how he didn't die earlier. I'm very proud of him. But yeah, no, I honestly think that our issues are going to be less logistical and more arcane.
It'll be worth also trying to inquire if there's been any rumours of Miss Ward's whereabouts as well. And Avery's. I'm not sure who would be the best people to inquire about that. We won't
That's
get any information today, but perhaps another day.
what is our stance on her existence at this particular juncture?
I think we had been told by James that she was innocent and Dr. Pendergast was the problem.
Right.
She
Yeah.
messed with my head.
But the problem is, how many people has she manipulated and controlled? How do we know she was not manipulating James as well? So I think what we've got to do is probably have that conversation with her at some point to see whether it's something she's likely... Well,
Yeah.
whether it's something she's been doing due to Pendergast's influence or her own, and see if we can, I don't know, perhaps get her to step away, spend some family time or something.
You know, it would be interesting to see if her temperament's changed now that Pendergast is gone.
It's true, but I think we need to have a conversation with her before we can decide what needs to be done about her. I'd rather not kill her or harm her on the basis that the family's very well connected.
Yeah, that could be a real problem for us.
I don't really want to.
And I mean, it'd be ungentlemanly to harm a woman anyway.
Oh,
Even
I
if she's
very much
insane.
agree. So, I very much agree. So, I don't particularly wish her ill. I want an apology for her messing with my mind, though.
Yes, that is something we can agree upon.
Yeah.
It may be possible if she is found to be completely insane that it is a matter her family have to deal with, rather than us. A lot of these sort of families, these wealthy ones, these lords and ladies, there are rumours they've got obscure family members they want out of the way, and they tend to just keep them away from everyone.
Yeah. Well, if
It's
nothing
possible
else,
they
they
end
could
up-
always send her to America, where the rest of the crazy people go.
It could be. So you never know. There's that possibility, but I think it's something we'll have to make that call when we speak to her to find out whether she's insane or whether it was the influence she was under.
Yeah, because she charmed me, and she didn't have to. I already liked her. I mean, I like pretty much everybody, but you know.
But the other thing is, it's like my first encounter with her. She had manipulated my memories, well, made me forget stuff, and effectively controlled my mind. But the alternative is that
Oh,
was Pendergast. His way may have involved trying to kill me.
right. I mean, hers wasn't necessarily out of malice, whereas
Exactly. That's why we need to discuss it. I mean, I could have been killed, or we could have been killed. I suppose Pendergast is quite a dangerous person by all accounts, from what we've been told.
Took a lot
So
of bullets. He was incredibly dangerous.
exactly. So, but I think the worrying thing was he described her as a monster, and sometimes it takes a monster to know one.
There is a world in which she is very much that. She's young, at least as far as we know, so she might still be, coming into her monstrous form, so to speak. I don't know. I mean, there is also the question of, even if she is a bad person, if she's not running around killing people, and she's mostly
Yeah.
just doing this to people involved in this realm of the world, do we have the moral right to kill her?
That's the thing. Also, there's the matter with that servant of hers, Dave. Has she wiped and removed all his memories, or is his mind somewhere else? We don't know. With these sort of weird, strange things, could it be his mind is just lost somewhere else and it could be recovered?
That's a good point.
We don't know whether she's responsible for his situation, but if she is, then that would certainly influence my thoughts on her. But it is simply a matter. We'll see what happens when we discuss it with her. But we probably do need to chat to the society members when we arrive.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
So, as the train pulls into Victoria Station, and as your massive travelling library of books is unloaded, you see further down the train your companions, Nordstrom, Collingwood, and Dave, getting off the train. So, Nordstrom, they're like counting cases, going, yeah, no, those are my notes in that. We're not letting that one go anywhere. And my best spanners. No one else is taking my best spanners off me. I once handed those to a porter at Geneva Station, never stored them again. Had to buy a whole lot of new spanners. Honestly. There's some Swiss fellow out there with all my good spanners. Bloody Swiss. What was I saying? Meanwhile, Collingwood is sort of coaxes Dave down off the train like, there you go. Just stay there. Stay there. Don't move a step. Yeah, good. No, you're not going to go anywhere. Mr. Bloomsworth, Mr. White, and Hargreaves. Hargreaves, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
How are you feeling today? Stressed?
Tired? Stressed?
Tired?
I mean, I've not really slept that much last night, and what with everything that's happened since.
Exactly. But I think we're more or less heading the same way, so I don't think we'd fit everyone on the same coach. Whether you wish to ring the society and have their coachman collect you, and Lord
yes,
Strom and
I can
Dave.
do. Do you want me to let them know? Let the James.
Yes.
Let him know that you're coming.
Yes. What we'll do is I'll ring my own coach to collect us first. We're only a short distance down the road, really, from yourselves. Number 13, strangely enough. So we'll just head up to the society when we arrive.
Okay. I will meet you there then.
Oh, definitely. I think that's the best option.
I'll get
at the
Agnes a
moment.
pot of tea or something.
Oh, yeah. We'll pop over for a nice pot of tea, and I think there's a lot of stuff that needs to be discussed to work out what
Right,
the hell's happened.
Yes. What do you want me to do about those two? Am I taking them with me?
I don't know. What do they... Well, I'd say they want, but Dave's not exactly talking much.
He didn't say a whole word the entire time up. I think there's...
I think the best place for him is probably at the society, at least for now.
And do you know if he has his own flat somewhere in the area?
He's a servant. Just he had rooms in the society.
Or did he live with Miss Ward? I mean, he seems to be under her command mostly.
She hired him on as an extra pair of hands
Hmm.
a while back.
Yeah, it's
I'll
probably
take you back there.
important he heads to the society.
Yeah,
And I don't know what's going on with Mr. Nordstrom. I don't know what he plans to do.
he was talking to me about going back to his workshop, making sure, seeing if his assistant had gone back there.
That's a valid point. That's a good reason.
Aubrey? No, not Aubrey.
Avery.
Avery. Yes.
Oh, that's a good point. Yes. Why not? I mean, there's no reason to keep hold of him here as such. It makes sense for him to be able to go his own way.
Do you think? Do you think Miss Ward will go back to the society?
Hard to say.
You said she was climbing down the building when you saw her last.
With Avery, yes.
Right. That definitely happened.
Yes, it did.
Yes, it did.
Good.
I mean, I thought you'd have a whole book written about that by now.
Yeah, the problem was, I think, the doctor wanted to kill her, and she wanted to kill him.
Yeah.
And so she probably doesn't know that Pendergast is gone.
Okay, so she would go back to the society if she thinks he's alive, because he would go back to the society.
Exactly. So we'll find her, though. We'll definitely look into it.
Do you know where she lives? I mean,
yes, family. They've got a Blackwood Hall, big place. Northish London, I think. Fancy place. She grew up there. Her father.
It'll be worth us looking into that, because we need to find out what's gone on with her and Avery, really.
Right. Well, I'll see you back. I'll put in a call.
Definitely, yes.
A call to Beau.
right. Okay.
And tea.
We shall see you soon.
See you there. And he goes off to ask to use a telephone.
Excitable fellow.
Definitely, but at least we don't have to worry too much about Nordstrom. He'll just go back to his workshop.
I worry about that for the purposes of accidental arson, but yeah, I understand. Now that I know that he's mostly an idiot, and it was Avery and Magic kind of doing the heavy lifting for him, we could make a cottage industry of representing all the people that he bilks, Nigel.
Yeah.
It worked once.
It did.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I'll just go and ring for the coach to come and collect us from here.
Yeah.
Well, Basil, do you think we could offer our detective
Services?
That's the word. To the society, get ourselves.
Oh yes, we'll join and then give
for
them a great discount.
Exactly, for a very nominal retainer, would do us wonders for our bottom line.
Yes, our bottom needs help. I mean, our yes, that would be great for everybody. Yes.
You all right, Basil?
No, I'm not all right. No, I'm not all right. I'm so... Nigel. Nigel.
What do you want? Just tonight. What do you want to do? Do you want me to go back to the office so you can sleep on the table?
No, not even the table can give me comfort.
Okay.
That's a strange sentence. No, I want... Let's just go... Let's knock on... Let's just go to Mrs. Ward's home.
Okay. What do you think would be a pretense to go? I mean, obviously we're going to get greeted by someone other than Miss Ward, most likely.
It's easy. We're associates at the society, and she's not been where we thought that she was going to be, and so we're just checking in on her. What?
Okay.
What? You don't think that will work?
No, I think that's an incredibly good idea, Basil.
I think I think we just need to do something. I don't know. Let's just do things. You know? Like we have been at our best when we just do things.
So are you going to the society or to the ward's house?
I'm
Or
doing
are you
both
splitting
tonight,
up?
but I don't
Well,
like the way. No, we're not splitting up. Given the way
No.
that you said that with a smile, absolutely fucking not. Never
I'm
do that.
just smiling. I'm happy.
Players, okay, viewers, when your keeper's like, "Are you splitting up?" The answer is no. There, that's how you live in Call of Cthulhu. Anyway, let's just go. Here's what we do, Nigel, Martin. Let's just go to her home, see if she's there, smooze with her people or whatever, and then we go back to the society and start the integration.
Is Mr. White? He's off at the phone, isn't he?
Oh, damn it! I would have sworn I need to
I
sleep.
mean, he was just here with us, but he snuck off.
Yeah, you see him
Well,
coming back
he's-
having rung for a carriage.
Okay. You! Hi. Yes.
Hello.
Hither. My plan is we just go to Madam Ward's house, try to patch that up as quick as possible. See if we can find our young upstart, if he's there, and then just go to the society and start the assimilation or the integration or the whatever-ation, the joining.
So
We're
we're
making it in our image.
So we're going to go do a welfare check on Miss Ward and Avery, just to
That
make
sounds
sure
like a
they.
good idea. But we should drop off all the luggage somewhere.
Yeah.
beforehand.
At the society, our new abode.
Well,
I'm going to my
did-
house. It's just down
did
the road.
did you
I
call
mean,
your,
yeah, you have money, but
Well, did you call your man to come and collect your things?
Oh yeah, to
Okay.
collect us and our stuff.
Okay, yeah, so a carriage arrives and you're going to the wards first? Was that the decision?
I'm not. No, no.
You're going to different places. So Martin's going to his house and the other
We're
two of you
dropping
go
off
to
our
the
luggage
wards?
and things there. I don't know. Do Nigel and Basil want to go straight to the wards?
Well, we should not make Mr. White handle our soiled luggage and
Okay.
such.
I've got people for
you
that.
can get someone to send on your luggage.
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, the only and now that there's not a warlock with a mind blanking young lady, our stuff is probably safe. Although I've now, after all of this, I've decided that nothing is ever truly safe in this world. So it's about as safe as it could be.
All right then. Well, do you want to set off then for Miss Ward's?
Yes.
We can do,
Okay.
I suppose. I mean, I'm sure it'll be fine.
We're
So,
associates. It'll be fine.
And with Mr. White with us, I mean, obviously he has money, so he's a very good person.
He is a
You
good
take-
person.
you take a ride across town
Sure, I've got a headache now. I don't know why.
up to the outskirts and drive up through the gates of where's my map for it? I've got a map for this place. Blackwood Hall. And so you come up this
Oh.
sweeping drive towards the front of this place with white columns, symmetrical front to it.
It looks familiar, almost like we've been here before. But
My God, I've never laid eyes on such a place. I don't know what you're talking about.
probably maybe a past life.
As you sweep up, a servant comes hurrying down to greet you / question your arrival. Like, they're very polite as they arrive. So, good morning, gentlemen.
Yeah, his coaches are of a nice coach anyway. It is
Yes.
obviously quite.
I'm sorry, I didn't know we were expecting any guests this morning.
No, it's a bit of a surprise visit, really. We were, like we say, we were friends with Miss Lucy Ward. We were just checking whether she's returned here. I mean, she had some sort of disagreement with Dr Pendergast.
I don't know.
And she left. So she
Miss
left
Ward's not
somewhat
here at the moment,
precipitously.
I'm afraid.
Oh, that's a,
But if you wish to speak, her mother is at the house at the moment. If
what would you advise?
sir,
I've never met her before.
well, you said you were her friend.
Yeah, so
Oh,
listen,
we've not met Lady Ward before. That's what I mean.
Oh,
yes. We're associates with
Sir,
Lucy at the
I can tell her you're
Esoteric
here
Society.
if you wish. Oh, the
That'll be
society.
best,
Yeah.
I think. Yes, we're here now. If she wishes to speak to us, we just wish to check that Miss Ward had arrived here safely.
Right, or at least that her mother had heard from her in the last day or so, just to let her know that she's all
Shall I
right.
show you through to Lady Ward then? Sirs?
Yes. Yes.
Right, this way. Yes. Lizzie. He sort of ushers you up the front steps. He sort of beckons a maid over and goes, Lizzie, go tell her ladyship that there's guests arriving, and get Sophie to put some tea on. This way, please, gentlemen. As the maid scurries off. Let me take your coats. Please, go to the blue drawing room. He ushers you through into a very, very well appointed room with lovely blue wallpaper and portraits on the walls, expensive furniture. And in fact, a portrait hanging on the wall just across from you shows a woman who looks strikingly like Lucy, except perhaps 10 or so years older than Lucy. Like, not quite the same, but there's a distinct resemblance between the two of them.
Could
A
I
little plaque underneath reads Lady Catherine Ward, nee Davenport.
Could I do an appraise check to check the quality of it? Like the quality, the value of it, basically.
Yes,
Or do I need to?
I don't see why not. You can give me an appraise.
Well, actually, I'm suspicious now. It's a standard thing, really. Be able to tell whether it's a good painting or not.
Yeah, that would be appraise.
That's a fumble.
You look at it. You look at the painting up and down. That is a terrible knockoff. Like, you'd be ashamed to hang that on your wall. Like, really, someone should tell them about it.
Yes, definitely.
The doors open, and a woman sweeps into the room. She looks some years older than the painting on the wall, but it's still very much definitely the same woman. Good morning, gentlemen. Gentlemen, please, welcome. I wasn't expecting visitors calling. And visitors from the Society of all places. It has been too long since any of you came calling here.
Ooh, can I do a psychology check on that? Because that's horrifying language.
Yeah, give me a psychology check.
I think it's a bit suspicious what she's saying, but I'm not very good with this sort of thing there. Can't
Can I
read it.
push it?
It's hard to get a read on what she means there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Can I push it, Keeper?
So
if I get it wrong,
psychology, it means essentially you're starting to ask some prying questions. You're trying to potentially gonna
yes.
Ward's upset if you fail.
Oh,
it,
yeah. No, I'm ready to let that ride. Because if I fail it, I imagine I would say something like in my kind of delirious state, like, "Well, that was pretty cryptic. That doesn't sound good," or just something outlandish. All right.
Push this. Push your luck in social. Okay. Okay, you get the sense, She is not happy with the idea of the society showing up at her door. Like, there is history here between her and the London Esoteric Society. She has
Perfect.
some strong feelings on this subject.
Yes.
And as following her in, she beckons to a maid who follows behind with a tea tray. And I'm going to offer you all a spot hidden here. There's something about this maid. See if any of you... Okay. Nigel and Basil, both of you note that this maid looks somewhat familiar. In fact, she bears an uncanny resemblance to Avery Collins. Something about the eyes, the nose, definitely very similar. She puts down the tray,
Could be
and
the beard.
Lady Ward goes, thank you, Sophie.
Lady
Oh.
Ward.
And
Sorry.
the maid curtsies and exits.
I want you to know, Lady Ward, that we are new. This is kind of like a dual purpose trip. We are new members of the society. And there's going to be, how do I say this? An adjustment in the purpose and implementation and attitude of the society. Kind of a reshaping, if you will. So I'm sure that you, as an astute person, I'm sure you have all kinds of thoughts and knowledge on the society and its past. So I hope that's not too terribly upsetting for you.
All I know is this society has caused nothing but trouble. Since the
Agreed.
very moment I first heard mention of it.
Understood. And this might actually proffer some solace. Because you see, back not too terribly long ago, Mr. Hargreaves and myself, we were detectives with the London police. And we investigated that. I'm sure you remember that terrible fire at the theater.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And well, we have gone into a business for ourselves, of course, and we have added ourselves to the society, and it's going to operate a lot differently. Some might say more properly, more decently, more controlled.
There
And
is
I'd like to
nothing
do
I
a.
have found decent or proper about the London Esoteric Society. To my
Could I do a
mind,
charm?
the best thing that could be done with it would be to burn that place to the ground and salt the earth from which that idea sprang. Since
Well,
I
I was
first
about-
heard mention of it, it drove my brother mad. It got cousin Archie killed, and somehow I don't even know how he was involved in this mess. Then Lucy's ran off and got herself involved in it. It has been nothing but trouble from beginning to end. Nothing
So
but
does that-
trouble.
Can I do a charm check or anything to try to mitigate her justified wrath?
You can try and sort of, try and charm her, sort of win her over in this circumstance, but you can tell that, like, she's not a fan of the society.
I was about to ask since we're relatively new to the society, if she could give us examples of how in the past the society was not a good influence upon her and her family. Obviously, I won't have to say much more about that.
But my feelings of the society set aside for the moment. You said something about Lucy.
Well,
You were looking for her?
Well, we just wanted to make sure that she had returned back to London safely.
No,
she-
I've not heard anything from her in
disagreement?
some time.
She had had a disagreement with Dr. Pendergast.
Oh, that horrible fellow.
Yeah, exactly. It's not one of our favourite people, we'll say.
Can't see what Lucy was after him for.
They've had some sort of disagreement, and we were just making sure that Lucy had arrived
Right.
home safely, really.
Some sort of disagreements. You're being awfully cryptic. Where is my daughter?
We don't know exactly. She left rather precipitously.
I hoped she had headed
Left
this way.
where? Where did you last see her?
Right.
Lady
Brighton.
Ward, yes. And she was in
When?
the company yesterday. I suppose, is that the right? Okay. And she'd left in the company of a young engineering apprentice. They seem to be getting on quite well. But like I said, they did leave rather precipitously, and we just want to make sure they both made it back.
They have not made it back. So I have a few follow-up questions here. Young engineering apprentice. Is this another member
Avery
of her
Collins?
society?
No, he was an apprentice to a professor who was building,
Avery,
working out some theoretical
what did you
things.
say again?
Avery Collins?
I believe he was an apprentice to an engineer, Nordstrom.
Yeah.
But
Yes, miss. Yes, ma'am. The maid comes running back in. Is there anything wrong with the tea, ma'am?
No.
Sophie, when did you last hear anything from your brother? Not this last week, ma'am. Why?
Oh,
Because it does appear that he may have absconded with my daughter.
oh, no, he is betrothed and not an absconder. He's
But,
actually
That is
how do
true,
I?
ma'am.
Yes, I don't want to say he's a lovely young man, but honestly, he's really more obsessed with his work and making his way in the world than anything else.
I suspect he was trying to ensure that Miss Ward was safe regards her falling out with Pendergast more than anything else. But I think now we know that she did not come here, we need to put our resources to find out where she's gone to.
Indeed, as do I.
I hand her a business card, and because we are such good friends, I just wanted to let you know that we will happily do this.
Chapel? On the Mile End?
Well, yes, it's to help the people. You need to be by the people, but we're branching out. You see,
It's an area that does provide some business.
It is.
I'm
we
sure
provide
I do not
protection.
require that kind of business.
But Lady Ward, if there's anything we could do to help you regards I'm not sure. I don't believe we could convince you to think kindly of the society in any shape or form, considering. But hopefully we can help you with in regards to your daughter. What would you prefer to happen in such circumstances now? Would you prefer your daughter to leave the society, return home as such?
Quite clearly, yes.
Well, we could probably... We need to discuss this with a number of the other members, but we could try and help you with that. Obviously, we need to find Miss Lucy Ward as well first.
I will find my daughter. What I suggest, gentlemen,
Yes, ma'am.
is that if you are members of the society, stay away from my family. I
Yes.
do not
We-
want to see
we are-
another member of the London Esoteric Society in this house ever again. Because when members of the society turn up at this house, invariably, people start going insane and turning up dead.
Well,
I will.
we're new
Go.
members to the society. They're engaging our services as detectives to help them find these root things out. What manner of bad things? I mean, we would like to improve the standing of the society with society.
The list is
Endless?
endless mishaps. People going missing, buildings catching fire, police showing up at all hours of day and night asking, "Oh, is your brother in? We wanted to talk to him about a murder, someone whose face is melted off, a series of spontaneous combustions, another missing woman." Like,
Yeah. You sure they weren't just pulling your leg?
No.
I would simply say,
If you are new to the society, I would recommend run whilst you still can.
I would just like to be judged on the merits of my own action, Lady Ward. And should you look into the judgment, or to cast that judgment, I think that you might be surprised.
I think that
Yes.
your actions do speak for yourself. And that the action speaks loudest is getting involved with this in the first place. Now, good day, gentlemen.
All we did was show up to work one day.
She
Lady
stands
Ward.
and
Good
sweeps
time for us
out
to go.
dramatically.
Yes. Good day, lady.
There's no chance for me to do a charm roll to influence her at all.
I mean,
During
she
this
is now leaving,
conversation.
so like,
No,
Make it
that's
super
okay.
charming.
like
Just to gauge the conversation, really. Just to, there's a social role to base on the whole.
yeah, I guess
thing.
it's gonna be hard. Like, she is
Oh, I'm not
set
trying
against
to.
you since you introduced yourself as members of the society. Yeah.
Oh, it's okay. I'm not trying
Yeah.
to change this as such. She'll still be leaving, and we're still going.
Oh yeah, she's still leaving.
Yeah,
It's more
exactly.
if you want to leave with trying to quell the bad blood a little, you can.
Yeah, it won't
Yeah.
work. Oh, actually, you
It
said
would be
it'd be
hard.
hard at the very
Yeah.
least. So a normal success wouldn't count for anything, or
No.
no. Okay, I'm not spending the luck on that one.
She is displeased. As she
It's not happy.
yeah, as she sweeps out, the maid like looks at you. Like, she waits until Lady Ward has left the room and then goes, "What? What's my brother done? What's going on?"
Well,
Like,
he-
he
he's-
wouldn't run off
he's
with this
fine.
ward. Like, he
I
wouldn't.
think he-
That's not like him.
I think he was thinking of keeping her in good, keeping her safe. I don't think there was any untoward.
Right. 'Cause
It was saving her life.
I don't want
He
to
was
happen to
being a
Lizzie
hero.
that he's run off with, like, Lucy of all people. Like, it would break her
Um,
heart.
I don't think he's run off in that way. I think
No.
he felt
No.
she was in danger and basically took her out of danger, and we're just trying to find the pair of them now.
Okay. Is there anything I can do to help?
Where would Avery likely go?
I don't
If he-
know.
if he were-
home, if he's not here, I think maybe.
I wasn't lying when I said he was obsessed with his work, and
Hmm.
he is a
I mean,
bit of
he
a
works for
workaholic.
Pavel Nordstrom. He's got a workshop over south of the river in Southwark. Old Gaskell
Right.
Drugs and Dyes work.
Right, we've been there.
He sleeps there most of the time, to be honest. He doesn't get home that
That might
much
be the
these
best
days.
place to try and get hold of him. But we'd hoped they would have returned here, but obviously we were wrong, and Lady Ward's not too happy of, not too fond of the society.
No, there was look, most of this happened before it. There was a whole thing with her brother and something about a corridor that I don't entirely understand.
Like-
It all happened before I started working here.
But we're hoping we could help Miss Ward settle things with her family and the society, and at least get things stable.
Yeah, she's not.
You-
Her and her mother haven't really been on speaking terms for years.
Hmm.
We didn't
So-
know that.
Right. Her brother, who was a part of the society, Is
Lady
he
Ward's
still
brother,
around?
Yes. I've not seen him in years. I mean, he called at the house once a couple of years back, and like
Ah.
that man is insane.
But if you hear of anything where, because these two gentlemen are detectives, if you hear of anything where their services might be required, we with or any news of your brother's whereabouts, I think we're trying to locate him. We are friends of his, but we're trying to work out what's going on. It's a bit confusing.
Look, if I know anything, please, if my brother's in danger, help him get out of danger.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
I mean,
I saved his life 3 times.
He's a good
He
one.
We
just
all
always
did.
wants to help. He's a little keen to say yes to things and leap into things. And
We've noticed. Yeah.
yeah,
I think that's how he's got into his trouble. But we'll help him. We'll get him out of his trouble, and he'll be fine. His safety is quite important to us. He's a good young lad.
He's one of my favorite people.
thank you.
I must
That means a lot.
say.
Now, I better show you out because
Yes. Yeah, we
I'm not
should
really allowed to be
leaving.
entertaining guests in the blue room. Not my general.
Okay,
All
should
right.
be leaving.
Sorry, sir.
Hey.
Okay. And she
Sweet.
ushers you back out the house.
All right. Thank you for talking to us, Sophie.
No problem.
Thank you. So what's Mr. White's plan at this point? It is his coach.
Yeah, we need to go home and then visit the society. I need to drop off my stuff and all that. Well, actually, we sent on the luggage ahead of us, so need to get to the society to speak to Collingwood and Mr. Abernathy to find out what's going on.
All right. Well, let's do that. I mean, maybe.
Unless
Maybe-
you have anything else in mind.
Well, I was thinking, maybe Miss Ward and Avery went directly back to the society. We didn't check there yet.
That's true. So, yes, let's head that way. I think that's the best option, unless anyone else has got any ideas. But we need to just sort out things with the society and Mr. Collingwood and Mr. Abernathy first, really, before we offend more people.
Yeah, everything I just did thus far here was a horrible idea. Business card was just me hoping.
You should have scratched out Whitechapel.
No, I'm proud of who we helped
To
and
be
where
fair,
we're from.
we had not realised they had not spoken for years.
Right.
That is true. I mean,
That was a bit of a mistake, but
here's the thing. The society seems to make everybody mad, so we're just gonna absorb that anyway.
If we do find Lucy, by letting Lady Ward know, maybe that'll influence her. Say, well, maybe they're not quite so bad.
true. Perhaps we should convince Lucy to step away from the society for a bit and work on family matters, perhaps with a mother and...
I don't think those two ladies strike me as so incredibly similar. One of them strikes me as a conqueror of this realm, and the other one strikes me as a conqueror of the social realm. I fear that they are far too similar to truly believe in any type of negotiation or compromise. One wants a complete divorce from the society, and the other one wants to... Well, the other one is more than willing to walk around wiping people's minds to get what they want. So, be that as it may...
Are you impugning the upper class?
Yes, they're horrible.
Yep.
Terrible
But,
human beings.
perhaps there's some way we can convince them they both win.
Yes. Or at least make it so we can delay their disagreement. And yeah, it is what it is.
I'm sure we can work on something, but we shall see. Anyway, were you two gentlemen interested in joining the society?
Yes.
I think that would be a very good thing for us.
Oh,
And the
very much
society,
so.
apparently.
It'll be
The
certainly...
society needs us.
We'll have to find out what the society does. Perhaps if we get to the society, we can discuss it with
It's-
the folks there.
We know what the society does.
What does
We
it?
investigated it.
They have cups of tea and whiskey and dinners of a Wednesday night, right?
They're an organization that is involved in things that are unexplainable.
I was trying not to put my finger directly on it, but yes, you're right.
Sometimes you have to finger the sometimes you have to be blunt and direct.
I thought they were like a book club, like a book society. They were collecting books. That's why they wanted my book. Well, not my book, book in my possession.
Here's the long and short of it, Mr. White. Or can I call you Martin? Or we're at the point where I can just call you Martin?
Nope. Nobody calls me Martin. Not
Okay.
even my father. My father calls me White. Everyone calls me Mr. White.
What about your mom?
Mr. White.
Hmm.
Well,
Your
actually,
mother calls
to be
you
fair,
Mr.
she does call me Martin.
Okay. Mr. White. That's not going to get cumbersome.
Not at all.
They are, in their past more glorious years, they leveraged their understanding of the unexplainable and dangerous and helped people out of sorts of issues that nobody else could help them. At their best, they were a clandestine, yet somehow oh so obvious organization that helped people. And at their worst, they actually set things on fire. Or set things on fire on purpose and did a really bad job of doing it. Or maybe too good of a job. There's some discrepancies there. But the point of the matter is that they have massive amounts of resources. They have massive amounts of knowledge. They have some social standing that could probably be rejuvenated. And they can actually help people who are suffering from things that are truly bad and unfathomable. Kind of like what we just dealt with.
Ah.
So we can remake them in our image if we want. But I still have to run up the score on old, chopped in the bitsy face. Because he hurt my feelings the first time I met him. And my victory must be in totality. So we must join the society.
I was going to say, I think our victory is pretty much total at this point. Save, of course, being official members of the society.
Yes, and that's what I want to do. Also, quite frankly, I'm tired of being poor.
On the way back at this point.
Yes.
Yeah, we're just...
Yes. Yeah, this discussion happening as you head back over town to the society. And in fact, at this point, you're sort of pulling up into Grosvenor Square.
And just imagine coconuts clacking together.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I think we're still in the coach. At some point, they'll transform into cars.
It's okay.
We're still in the...
Time is fluid.
Is it a car? I've not decided yet.
Oh, no. Martin White is still coach. He's not one for the advancement of technology as such. He's traditionalist. I mean, they've got a coach house at the back of his house.
So with a rattle of coconuts, the coach draws into Grosvenor Square. See the smart townhouses on all sides, and there's Martin's house down at number 13, and the society itself at number 18 Grosvenor Square.
Do you both wish to go ahead? I need to just sort out a few things here before I catch up with you.
All right, Mr. White.
Yes,
too long.
Mr. White. That's so cumbersome.
Not at all.
Do you have a nickname? Can I give you a nickname?
No, it's okay. This is just, unfortunately, Victorian sensibilities.
I suppose I shall call you M, short for Martin. MW, short for Martin White. Yes. You have a good day, MW.
Okay, so Martin, you're sending the detectives on ahead, and you're joining them later?
Oh, literally, I just need to sort out what's going on with the luggage and stuff like that before.
Or do the detectives want to wait till Martin is finished with his luggage and you're all going together?
Well, I mean, how long could it take him to do that? It would be best if we all went together.
To be fair, yeah, it won't take long. I just want to make sure everything's sorted before going on ahead. It won't take long, to be fair.
With luggage sorted, you arrive at the society.
That was fast.
Yep.
My God, the efficiency of your employees.
Life is too short to roleplay luggage.
And shopping.
And shopping.
That's the quote of the game.
Okay, so we roll up to the society's front door now.
Yeah, so you walk up to the front door of the society.
Martin, I think you should take this one. I didn't do so well last time.
Stop calling him Martin.
MW, that's a good point. MW, I think this one's for you.
Is there a bell or a knocker? I'll just knock.
There is a knocker. There's a knocker. They keep things old school here.
Oh, that's good. Traditional. Good traditional buildings. I'll just knock the door.
And the door is thrown open sort of seconds later by James.
Ah, James, good to
And
see you.
as he opens the door, you see he opens up one hand. He's got like what looks to be like a damp cloth like pressed to the side of his head.
Mhm.
Thank goodness you're here.
Ah, you okay? What's happened?
I'm not entirely sure. I think somebody might have hit me with something.
Could you be a little more definite?
No. I He kind of pulls his cloth away and you can see that there's a cut on the side of his face and what looks to be the start of a black eye forming.
James,
That's impressive.
Oh, we have good news though.
There's... Oh,
Oh wait,
Come in off the street.
yes. This is I don't know if you remember this. This is Mr. White.
I don't think we've met. Sorry.
not officially, no.
James Hathaway, sir.
Pleasure to meet you, Mr.
Butler
Martin
for
White.
the London Esoteric Society.
I live a few doors down.
Yes. Come in. Collinwood. Collinwood's just through in the library.
And Mr. Abernathy, is he here also?
No. Should he be?
I don't know. I assumed he lived here, or...
No, he doesn't live here. No,
Oh.
he's part of the society. He doesn't live here. He has his own lodgings elsewhere. Do you want me to call him?
Well, first, before you call him, how are you?
Collinwood.
I'm all right. I think, sir. Sorry, it's been
a bit dazed. Has Miss Ward returned yet?
I don't think so. No.
Did you find yourself on the floor, waking up unexpectedly or something? But how did you come by this?
I don't remember, sir. Sorry.
That's quite all right.
I was polishing silverware. There was a knock at the door, and then next thing I know, I'm downstairs in the kitchen with this.
Oh, it was Lucy.
Jimmy.
It was, if you're missing memories, it was Lucy Ward.
It sounds suspiciously like that. Is anything missing in the house? Did you think to check, do an inventory of the house?
A full inventory of the house.
Well, the more likely.
Nothing, I've not noticed anything obvious missing, but not that I've noticed. At least there's a lot of stuff in the house.
Yeah.
So yes, Colin in the library. Agnes has gone out to do the shopping. She should be back later. Yes, she should be back later. That was definitely true. That happened before. Sorry, it's
Got a gap in your memories, then?
Yes, throwing me a bit out of sorts.
Yeah, that seemed
Sorry,
to be
sir.
Miss Ward's talent.
Sorry, I'm forgetting my mind. Let me take your coats. Tea,
Oh, no
gentlemen.
trouble.
No.
Can I do a psychology check? Not that I'm doubting the veracity of his words. I'm just trying to get a read on how much he is bothered by this and if he's just putting on a brave face, because he seems like he's taking it pretty well.
Yeah, give me a psychology roll.
Hard success.
He is definitely putting a brave face, and you can tell that this does worry him more than he's trying to let on here. Like, he is trying to keep up everything. It's fine, I'm under control of this, but this has definitely shaken him somewhat, and he's sort of trying to push through it. You don't know if this has happened to him before, or if he's just seen some shit in the past that he's like,
Understood.
oh god, that was awful, that was terrible. Right, next thing, I'm gonna try and forget about that and move on.
James, it's
Yes, sir.
Again, Basil. You can just call me Basil. As
Yes,
your
sir.
guest, I'm requesting that you call me Basil. I need to tell you a couple things. The first thing of which is that anything that you find comfortable about recent things, that's more than understandable. Secondly, and I'm going to lean in and I'm just going to say very quietly, the warlock has been defeated.
Pendergast?
We shot him 4 times, cut him into probably tiny, tiny bits, and then fed him to fish people.
Jesus, Mary Joseph, that's
No, they weren't there. They weren't there.
They might have been
you
watching
chopped
that.
him into pieces.
Yes. Look, my my forearm is still shaking from the vigorous workout.
Right.
Probably need some potassium.
It became
There's
necessary.
chemicals lying around, but well, there might be
That
some
wasn't a
in cupboard
request.
somewhere.
That wasn't a request. Damn it, James! Stop working all the time.
Look, he's gone.
Yeah, it did. He and Miss Ward had come to a major disagreement, and he had to be removed.
Oh,
Well, he wished her dead and she wished him dead.
Yeah, hence the disagreement.
I let loose a delirious laugh, like that was funny, but I'm laughing way. It wasn't that funny. Oh, I need to sit down.
It was certainly an unexpected holiday in Brighton.
Right.
oh.
Well
going to
said,
Brighton.
MW.
Never go to Brighton.
Why would you say so?
Historically, going to Brighton has never ended well for the society.
Wow.
It's where
Did-
bad things have happened there.
Not an asylum by any chance.
We went to Albrook.
We did. Yes.
That's where we fed him to the fish people.
He had taken up because it was abandoned. No sensible soul would go there. He had set up shop there, building a machine.
Well, slightly off topic, but James, you've been here at Grosvenor Square for quite some time, haven't you?
Yes, I've worked with the society since before there was a society.
So you know what the society does, or it's the reason it was
Yes.
set up for.
Yes.
Would you be able to tell us what it was set up for? What the aim for the society was?
Of course. Sit down. Take a seat. Let's not have this conversation out in the hall.
Oh,
fair
thank
enough.
God. Do you have any potassium tea?
Have tea. Yeah. 1 moment. Let me find a tea and I'll just dig this out. 1 moment. He comes back in a moment later with a pot of tea and a piece of paper. Well, I mean, essentially, the purpose as it was written down in Sir John's will originally, when it was first founded, was to understand matters both arcane and esoteric, and to combat the threat of unknown terrors. Which, even by Sir John's standards, was somewhat vague.
Seems a worldly goal, though.
Yes.
Do you think that what we did to the warlock would fall under that category?
Was he a threat of unknown terror?
He was.
Yeah, I had to shoot him like 4 times, and they had to shoot him a couple times.
Sometimes you have to get rid of a threat.
And just
It was a bit of a complicated case, really. It turned out he was much older than he looked, and he'd been ripping out people's hearts and eating hearts to remain mortal.
Him?
Yeah.
He was doing
He
that.
was dead.
That's
No.
Well, he is now.
Yeah, he is now. But
But, this was that gentleman was he was removing people's hearts. He was seemed to be terrorizing a certain number of people, like families, and eating their hearts to stay alive.
I know. I remember him. I remember.
Oh, that's who it was.
The
That's who he
first
was.
time.
First,
He had been
Cheese
going.
guy. Yes.
He'd been going after a particular family, the Marshes.
It's because he
Wow.
hates fish people.
but he's gone now. But he wasn't. Well, he wasn't a good person.
No,
Still
look,
would be an
you don't
understatement.
look. That you don't need to defend your actions to me.
No,
I know what
no,
the
no.
society does, and sometimes members of the society, sometimes members of the society go. Sometimes you just need to get rid of people.
Yes, and as you just denoted there, we are members of the society.
Well, technically, I can't actually make you members of the society. You
So
have to get an
James,
existing member of the society to make you a member of the society.
James,
James.
James.
So that's how it's done. We
Oh,
do
yeah.
need to speak to Mr. Collingwood, but so effectively, the society investigates unknown and horrible things and makes sure things do not get worse.
Yes. That's
I think
about
we're
it.
to the-
But you have to get the existing member of the society. So that would be, I
Mr.
guess, Collingwood
or
and
Abernathy?
Ward and Abernathy, or at least two of them probably to agree.
Hmm.
I mean,
A
it's Abernathy
majority.
himself who keeps like the legal stuff for the
Yes,
trust.
where is Mr. Abernathy? And the reason why I believe that we have been made members of the society is that the warlock, when I first met him, how do I say this? We had a little wager, and the wager was basically if my part of the wager, or his part of the wager was I wouldn't survive. My part of the wager was that if I survived, I would become a member of the society. We would be society members. And we survived, and he took that wager.
Look, I'm just going by what I've heard the society say over the years. I don't
James, you're a beautiful man. I'm not mad at you.
Don't think it is a death-based wages system, but do you want me to go and phone Abernathy for you?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Elements of the most utmost emergency.
We'll
I
need to
will,
speak
sir.
to Mr. Collingwood,
Basil.
but it's worth
Sir.
ringing Mr. Abernathy as well.
Yes.
Yes.
We're not exactly sure how Miss Ward will vote on the matter, but I think between Abernathy and Collinswood, we stand a good chance.
I don't think you need all members of the society there, because sometimes them go missing for a bit.
Yes, we've noticed. Also, we saved her life, so I don't think she gets to vote no.
I don't think she'd be aware of Mr. Pendergast or Dr. Pendergast's past.
Yeah, I don't
Legal
care.
precedents are confusing, sir.
Yeah, honestly, from when we investigated you all, it just seemed like you just kind of showed up and said, "I'm a member of the society." It just happened. So I'm surprised you even had any type of system at all.
Honestly, so that does seem to be how. Look, someday when we have time, I will run you through the roles. You would
Some
not
proper
believe the
minutes.
people we've had through the door of this place.
I'm sure they're amazing. I'm sure they're all amazing and deeply missed.
They were all, yeah, they were all amazing in their
Peculiar ways.
their own peculiar ways.
Cast
And
of characters.
I genuinely miss every one of them that we've lost along the years. Some of them
more than others.
Some
I'm
of them
sure.
were very good friends of mine.
James, I don't want to be cold here, but that moment you just had was not very British of you.
Sorry, sir.
Yes. Stiff
I'll
upper
go-
lip now.
I'll go make a phone call.
Yes, you're gonna have to punch somebody to regain your honor. I nominate Nigel.
Yeah, as he leaves the room to call the lawyer, that is going to be where we go to break. We'll see you back in 10 minutes' time. Sat in the parlour of the London Esoteric Society, which Basil and Nigel you had visited briefly before, but now you find yourself sitting it, sort of looking around at it as potentially much more invested parties into what's going on here at the society.
It's a rather nice place they have.
We have. It's a nice place.
Good
We
point.
have.
Yes.
We are official members.
Well, I guess you should invite me into the society if you already one. So,
Nigel,
yes.
you know damn well, any place I am welcome, you are welcome. However, I will take this moment to officially name Mr. White, also known as MW, into the society. Congratulations.
Congratulations on your elevation, Mr.
Oh.
White.
Yes, that's nice. I do like being elevated. Keeper, just having a look around the room. Is there anything unusual about it, or just having a general?
In this room, as you look around, you can see there's, I believe, portraits on the walls, people you don't recognize. You see what would be in the parlor. There is one picture at the end that is somewhat uncanny to look at.
Does it make us feel like
good picture, but there's just something about it that's not quite right. It's a picture of the London Esoteric Society.
I was going to say,
the figure standing on the front doorstep.
I was going to say, it's not a portrait of someone whose eyes looks like it's following us everywhere we go.
No, it's almost like the entire house is following you around the room as you look at it. Like, it's just. But as you look at it, you hear somewhere down below you in the lower levels of the house, like doors opening and closing, and you can hear voices from downstairs.
Listen check?
If you want to hear any more, you can give me a listen check, yes. Yeah, Basil and Martin. As you're listening, you can hear what's definitely James's voice, and Nigel as well, and a woman's voice. You can't make out exactly what they're saying, but it sounds like it's a somewhat heated discussion. And Nigel and Basil would recognize the woman's voice. You can't. You only catch a couple of words, perhaps, of a. And they just walked in, and you welcomed them in. What are you thinking, James? But in a very strong accent that I cannot reliably do. It's a very a strong West Country accent.
Agnes, right?
Yeah. Pardon?
Agnes?
Yes. It's Agnes's voice. And then you hear footsteps, and James is going, "Wait, Agnes, you can't." And the footsteps getting closer up to the door, and the door to the parlor.
I'm gonna stand. Good afternoon, Agnes.
I knew it. James, these gentlemen were here, sniffing around, poking my noses in. I know, Agnes.
Agnes, is there any way to talk to the 3 newest members of the society?
To the what members of the society?
The 3 newest members of the society.
You're not members of the society as I see it yet.
It doesn't matter if it's how you see it. We are members. We've been named members.
Who named you members?
Oh, that's very easy. The late Warlock named us members per our own agreement.
The late Warlock?
The late Warlock. Was Pendergast not a member?
Pendergast is a member, yes.
Was a member. As he does not exist anymore.
You killed him.
He was going to kill us and Madam Ward specifically.
And
I know
Ward?
that.
Did you kill her too?
No, I didn't kill Miss Ward. I saved her life. I saved her life.
And is she here to vouch for that? No.
No, she ran away because she got in the car because she didn't want to die. And I'm going to do a social check to impart on her the fact that, at the very least, everything that I'm saying I believe is correct.
Give me a persuade roll here that you truly believe what you're saying. That you are.
Yes, and yeah. I do truly believe that per our back and forth with the warlock in the first time, that does make us members. Persuade. Can I have a bonus die due to my conviction? Okay.
No.
Oh, that's wonderful. A success.
Her gaze, her eyes sort of narrow. She sort of frowns in your direction. Like, she looks you up and down, and you can tell that she knows that you believe what you're saying. Like, she believes that you believe what you're saying. Like,
We're members of the society, Agnes. I know you might not like it, and that's okay. That means that I have to prove to you that I am the genuine article and that I care about what this place stands for. But if you think that I don't, then I would simply posit this, and this is my mic drop moment. If I'm so incompetent, or I'm so bad, and my colleagues are so incompetent, or they're so bad or so dishonest, why is it that we were trusted enough by James to come seek us out for help? And I would like to
James?
make
What
another roll to swagger
have
on
you
her.
done?
Keeper, is there a roll I could make to just completely dunk on her? This is
I
my
mean, you
big
are
moment.
doing that. Yes.
Okay.
You're doing that.
I want to cock back and throw it down again.
I
Because I
mean,
feel hurt. I feel hurt.
who are you trying to win over here? Like, what
Agnes.
are you trying to achieve?
I'm now that I've imparted upon Agnes that I legitimately believe that, I now want to leave no doubt in her mind, not just that I believe that, but I want to be a part of the society as
I
she
think
knows
this would
it.
come all under the original role. Yeah,
Okay.
We've all got the same thing. Yeah.
All right.
James, what did you do? I just thought, with the Pendergast situation, that perhaps we could do with some outside input. James, I want you to look me straight in the eye and tell me you did not hire people to kill Dr. Pendergast.
He didn't.
No, he didn't.
He asked us to help.
Yeah.
I only asked him to look into it, to investigate what was going on.
And Pendergast came up with a plan to kill everybody that he didn't like.
I mean, you know him, Magnus. That sounds like him. You have to admit that does sound like him.
He wanted
Like-
Martin gone. He wanted Nigel gone. He wanted Catherine Ward gone. He wanted
Catherine
Collinswood.
Ward?
Or not
Or
Catherine. No,
Lucy?
Lucy Ward. Lucy Ward. My apologies.
That's all right. I was like,
He wanted her gone. He wanted everybody in the society gone that did not see eye to eye with him. Even Collinswood was only okay insofar as he thought that he was incompetent.
Did you see eye to eye with him?
where is Collinwood? Is Collinwood all right? He's in the library. At least he was earlier. You don't.
Hmm.
I left him in there with a cup of tea like an hour ago.
Listen, I don't believe we've met before. I'm Mr. Martin White. I live a few doors down, actually.
Agnes Purton, housekeeper.
Pleasure to meet you. Yeah, as far as we know, Miss Ward is fine. But her and Dr. Pendergast had a falling out in that she wished to kill him and he wished to kill her. And Dr. Pendergast was not the most pleasant of people.
And if you sided with her, why is she not with you?
That is what we tried to find out. We believe she left with young apprentice Avery Collins. We actually suspected they'd headed to was it Blackwood Hall, where her family lives? But,
Yes.
it turns out they did not head that way, so we'd hoped they'd head this way. But I will admit I'm not overly fond of Miss Ward on account of her tampering with my memories and the like in the past, but I do not wish her any harm.
You
And
don't.
we need to speak to her to find out what's going on.
Yeah. Speaking of which, what did you notice anything strange with James? He seems to have come into an injury.
There's injury and a lot of memory.
I assume
Did you see Miss
We
Ward?
had an accident. I've
We
been
had-
out shopping this morning.
Hmm.
We suspect Miss Ward has already returned. She's a talent of...
Wasn't she punched James?
No,
That seems out of character.
she is talented at wiping people's memories. I'm hoping
I know, yes.
she is okay, but we're hoping to find her.
So let me get this correct, gentlemen. You know that Miss Ward has the potential to play with your minds and has...
Yes.
Yes.
You've witnessed this happening.
She's even charmed me. She put me under her control, not just with my mind.
And you wish to speak to her?
Yes, we don't want to kill her. We want to sort this out, but we'll be sorting this out as members of the society, as we are.
Why
And as
don't
we-
you want to kill her? You
Oh,
killed
let's-
Pendergast.
We wish to find her side. Well, we wish to hear her side in this argument.
And her talents, as we've been seeing as we go along, are minor compared to the monstrous. I'm not sure if it's evil or just simply monstrous. She's the least of our worries.
Just not eating people's hearts.
Yeah.
And she didn't harm us when she could. And she also shared knowledge with us with certain books. She at least feels like she's somebody that can be reasoned with. But what I'm telling you is, Pendergast looked me dead in the eye, and but for my charm and witty demeanor, he would have tried to have killed all of us.
Oh.
I had to convince him.
I believe that. I'm not
How do you feel
doubting
about
you.
Ward? How do you feel about Ward?
How do I feel about Miss Ward?
That is literally what I just asked you. I give her the
I
detective
think-
look.
That you are being very short-sighted, gentlemen. Lucy Ward is a very dangerous woman,
Yes.
and
Yeah, no
if
doubt
she's
about
lost
that.
control of Pendergast, she'll be seeking to find someone else to take his place.
She was
Then-
controlling Pendig. Could you repeat that? You say she lost control of Pendergast.
Well, if he was trying to kill her, I presume that means he slipped out of her grasp.
He did refer to her as a monster.
He did. That's right.
Then we can deal with that.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure you were going into this with your eyes open.
Can I do a psychology check on
Yes,
this?
yes, you can.
So, you believe Miss Ward
She is
is
hard to get a read on.
I want to push it, but
a
proceed.
danger
Yeah,
to
go on,
the
push it,
society
yeah.
itself, or
Pardon?
do you believe Miss Ward is insane?
Oh, of course. Quite insane.
That would
Here's the,
explain.
here's the thing.
Oh, that would explain the
We're
dream.
all mad here.
Yes, explains the strange dreams with her.
And she looks... So Basil, you're trying to push further, get a sense of her, and she... eyes sort of narrow in your direction.
I think, Keeper, I would have
Yeah?
probably... This is my idea for the failed role. I think trying to... There's a tactic where you give somebody a little bit of information that they're looking for to draw something out of them. And I think I would have overplayed it. So if there was something that she wanted out of me, I would probably... Because I've met her, I'd probably give away too much. Is there something that she'd want to know from Basil? I'm not trying to run
Possibly
your game.
you've let something slip either about time machines, books, fish people.
Yeah. Oh,
You-
perfect.
Yeah.
Or shoot
Perfect. I think I-
Pendergast, even.
I think I
Or
think I know
chopping
what I would
Pendergast
do.
into pieces.
When we were talking about the time machine, she loved how enthusiastic I was about that concept, especially since almost moments or hours before I was hell bent on destroying it. And so yeah, Yeah.
As I said,
Yeah.
almighty. Well, I am, of course, a loyal servant of the society, and if you gentlemen do become members of the society, James and I will seek to assist you in your task in whatever way you see fit.
We are members of the society. Because Pendergast had the ability to invite us to the society.
I mean,
Thus making...
if he invited them before he died, then that does make them members.
And I am a member, and if there's any doubt about it, I hereby state that Martin White, Mr. White, MW, and Nigel Hargreaves are members of the society.
I mean, Collingwood would probably back. Collingwood would back anyone up as a member of the society, James. That's not proof.
But per your own rules, wouldn't that be enough unto?
Yes, yes, it would.
Then why are you so antagonistic towards us?
Speak to Mr. Abernathy anyhow, regarding the legalities of this.
Fine. Will you be staying for dinner?
Oh, I'm staying the night.
I will go and sort your room out then.
Thank you.
You're going to get short-sheeted.
Oh, I'm sure they have plenty of nice tables around here anyway.
Does Basil have any pets he cares deeply about?
Well, we know what's for dinner, don't we?
Okay. Pro tip to the audience: if the keeper asks you if you have any pets that you care deeply about, the answer is nah. I'm coaching the audience, so when they come into contact with people like you, Tiz.
So is it rabbit again tonight?
Rabbit.
I'm not mean enough to any of you, on screen or off screen, and I'm going to change. I'm going to change that in short order.
This isn't me. This is Agnes.
I'll probably return home after the matter's been discussed with Mr. Abernathy and Collingwood.
Yeah, so Agnes leaves to go make preparations. James sort of says, do you gentlemen need anything else? If not, I will go and give Agnes a hand. We're a little short-handed with other staff at the moment, given...
I do need something, James.
Yes, sir? Basil, sir?
First off, just Basil. Secondly, I need you to take tomorrow off and relax.
Tomorrow is not my day off. Basil.
This is gonna... Baby steps. Fine. Very good.
Well, James, you are head of household, right?
Yes.
Well, I think that gives you the opportunity to decide which days you take off.
Well, I couldn't possibly take a day's leave at the moment, given there are entire new changeovers of the society to take care of. Also, if I were to go on leave now, that would leave Agnes in charge of everything.
That would leave us with Agnes. So please work tomorrow.
Is Mr. Collingwood okay?
Yeah, I'd have to. He's through in the library. Do you want me to show you through to him?
I think we need to speak to him.
Yes. Would you introduce us as the newest members of the society, please?
Yeah, so you go through into the library, which is, I think, Nigel and Basil have been in here before, but Martin has not. It is a spectacularly crammed library. Like, the room is not big enough. These people have too many books. There's shelves, extra shelves, books piled up at the end of shelves. This is a book hoarder's paradise and a librarian's nightmare. And Collingwood is surrounded by a stack of books and more sheaths of paper.
Collingwood, you making progress on that book.
No. I'm not writing a book at the moment. I'm trying to together.
Your memory?
Front door. This morning doesn't make sense.
Somebody swiped your memory. It was Lucy.
Yeah.
Could you put the pen down for a moment, please? I need to tell you something that's very important. And Keeper, I'm going to go out of my way to be very, because I've found that I have some sympathy for him, given the fact that he had Lucy rework his mind because of so much trauma. I'm much gentler with him. I need to tell you something. Okay. So, when we first came here, we met Pendergast, or the man I call the Warlock. Okay? And he and I had this back and forth, and we had a wager, he and I. And if he won, it meant that he was right and I was likely dead. And he got to say, I told you so. And if I was right, it meant that I survived. We survived. And I point to Martin White and Mr. Hargreaves. And we were members of the London Esoteric Society. Do you follow me thus far?
Yeah, so you're in the society now.
Yes, we're in the society now.
Yeah.
Okay. However, because Agnes is a little bit persnickety, if you would just say that you hereby recognize us as members of the society, it would smooth over, what's the word I'm looking for? Phrase, minor disagreements from here on forth.
Oh,
For what
yeah.
it's worth, James. Yeah, okay.
By the powers vested in me, as a member of the society, you three.
You recognize us
in the
as
society.
members. Yes.
Yeah,
Very good. Yes. Okay.
Did I have someone else in with me when I came here earlier?
The big guy with the blank. That's who probably hit James.
Right.
The big mug who doesn't
I think
talk.
I've lost him somewhere.
Dave?
Misplaced him.
He's awfully big to misplace.
Yes, but I don't have him anymore.
That's a very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you any idea?
The sword.
Sorry, you both talking at once.
Sorry. Go ahead. Mr. White, go ahead.
White.
Oh, no, it's okay. I was just saying, so the gentleman we knew as Dave has vanished.
You were calling him Dave? You were calling him Dave? Was I calling him Dave?
No. I believe Miss Ward called him Dave.
Okay,
Said he
yeah.
looked
Anyway,
like a
he's
Dave.
not here. I've lost him. Just thought you ought to know. Also...
Where'd you lose him?
Yes? What?
Where did you lose him?
I don't know. That's the problem. I don't remember when I last had him. I wasn't entirely sure that I did have him, but I don't currently have him. And if you say I had him earlier, I've lost him.
It's okay.
Which means that Lucy was here.
Yeah.
Which means that she was in the society.
Yeah. That's okay.
Means...
It's okay.
Hmm.
We're gonna stop operating from a place of fear.
Oh, I always operate from a place of fear. That's where I live. That is the only place I know. There is no other place.
That doesn't mean, you know what? I'm gonna try to do I want to do a psychology check, and I want to know. I'm trying to figure out if he's even open to the possibility of not operating from a place of fear.
I think this goes beyond psychology. This would be. Do you have psychoanalysis on your sheet?
I have 1 point in it. Can I do psychoanalysis?
Yeah, this would be psychoanalysis.
Can I spend the 6 points?
Is that a skill?
Can I spend the 6 points?
Yes, you can.
That's a good roll.
Yes, it was.
He would very much like not to be in a place of fear, and he is open to the idea of moving on from a place of fear. However, it would take quite a lot of work to get him out of his current state of near constant terror and into a world where he's partly because part of the source of his terror is the fact that he believes the world is full of terrible monsters and horrible, cruel gods and evil sorcerers. And he is in fact 100% correct on that fact.
Okay. Sir, we're friends now. So I just want you to hear me now as I'm telling you the truth. I know deep down inside you don't want to be scared. And you don't want to operate just from a place of fear. And I know that while you know that there are things that need to be scared of, that doesn't mean that you have to be so horrified all the time. Look how well you've done. Look how far you've come. All of the things that you've managed to best. You are in your own right a hero. And you don't have to write novels.
I like writing novels.
You didn't let me finish.
Good novels.
You write very good novels, especially with my name, image, and likeness. But
scrap that one. I'm not doing that one.
You probably will. We're amazing. Anyway, but what I'm telling you is that you don't have to write novels to take the glory that you've earned and transfix it or transpose it on other people. You are perfectly good enough, my dear friend. And I just want you to see your own worth. Because, and I could make a social role of some kind, because you are worthy and you have overcome a lot. And you're strong enough to face the things that you faced. You don't have to just rip that out of your own mind. You don't give yourself enough credit. And I believe in you.
Thank you. I suppose. Yeah. Um.
Is there anything missing from the society at all that Miss Ward might have taken?
The safe.
Is the safe gone in?
Hang on. James, I need your safe key.
So, whether the safe is gone.
The safe's still there.
Oh.
But is there anything in it, I suppose, is the question.
Hang on. James digs a key out of his pocket. Yeah, I've got the key. Colin, what's sir? Keep it here.
How many keys to the safe are there in the society? Just the one?
Just James has the key. I think Albernathi has another one, but James was keeping the key because if you give the key,
and James seems to have had his memory.
People seem to trust James with the key, on the grounds that if you give the key to people who go out, they maybe drop the key in the Thames or lose it when they're in the middle of drowning. Just speaking from personal experience. And then you have to get more keys, and it's the whole thing.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
James make sure Collingwood unlocks the safe, pulls the door open to reveal.
Well, obviously that key's good. You should make copies of that.
We should get keys cut. He pulls open the door to reveal an entirely empty safe.
So now Swords took.
Is this the expected result of opening the safe, that it's empty?
No, there were books in there. And a couple of... Actually, I'm not entirely sure what was in the safe.
You'd think we'd have a better inventory of that.
Well, I mean...
James, do you know what... Do you have a list of what was in the... I
have a list of what I remember seeing in the safe. I don't entirely know what all of it was. There were, last time I checked, 6 books, 1 knife, 1 skull, a bracelet, a kind of diadem thing, and a small piece of glass I was told under no circumstances I was ever to touch. I don't know what any of those things are. They were all brought back from various society.
Yes, we'll do a list of best practices once we get this whole thing sorted, James.
Yes,
we'll have
I merely kept...
You did what you were supposed to do at the time. Yes. Going forward, I think, James, that we will have 1 extra key. We can agree upon who has it or where it is, and a more comprehensive list of the items that we have here.
You should keep that key in the safe, right?
No, Nigel, there's no time for such banter. Who am I kidding? It's always time for banter. Listen, we're at a time of consolidation, and change. I think the best course of action is to try to negotiate with Madame Ward. Lucy Ward, more specifically. So we need to find a way to contact her. Most importantly, we need to make sure that everybody is safe.
Yes, and Avery as well.
100% Avery. So what can we do to get into contact with Madam Ward?
Using your well-oiled and highly trained detective abilities, where would you think Miss Ward would go?
A library. I imagine that during the day she would, if she was out, were she to be out and about, she would be researching things that were of interest to her. If she's not going to return home, and we can understand better why it might not be, why she wouldn't. Also, she might be with friends, probably not other family members, but friends or allies, or a place of research, a place where she could wield her influence and power.
Well, it looks like we'll just have to see if any of our contacts can find her. I'm not sure who you two gentlemen would have as contacts within the city.
Oh, I have one.
Whether they could help.
Oh,
Well,
I bet she could.
I have
Yeah.
contacts at the library, so I could make inquiries there. Libraries, museums.
As we say, which library? There are many.
All of them at some point or other, so let me think off the top of my head. Well, the London Library.
I've heard the King's College Library is well stocked.
We'll see. But I'm sure we'll find some information from somewhere that'll lead us in the right way.
Oh, what contacts and threads do you want to pull on to try and find out if you know any clues here? If that's what the path you want to go down, unless there's anything else you want to pursue first.
No, I think we're waiting for Mr. Abernathy.
Yeah,
and
he's waiting for Abernathy. In fact,
Yes.
whilst you're having a discussion, you hear at last the knock on the door. And I think, Martin, you are the only person here that has met Cecil Abernathy before.
Yes, also, I know him professionally as consulting him on legal matters in the past.
Yeah, he is a
You're a
well-respected
client.
lawyer.
You're a client. Oh, that's
And
amazing.
He's shown through in by James. And he is very well put together. By now, probably in his late 30s. I need to actually check how old he is. Because so probably late 30s.
That makes
Smartly dressed, very well put together. Offers his hand out. Ah, Mr. White.
Mr. Abernathy. Pleasure to
Good
meet you
see
again.
And your companions too. Sorry,
It's a pleasure
we've
to
not
meet
been
you.
Introduced.
I'm Mr. Bloomsworth. This is my partner in detection, Mr. Nigel Hargreaves. We
Nice.
have been recently made members of the London Esoteric Society.
By the way, do you have Collinwood in the room with you, or is it just the three of you?
I don't know, is Collingwood left or?
He's still
Or did-
around the building. He lives here.
I feel like he
or
would.
it's-
I feel like he'd be there.
Yeah.
Or is he still up in the? Is he still up in the library and we came down to the parlor?
The library is actually downstairs.
Yeah.
The parlour
probably-
is upstairs.
To be fair, I suspect we're probably still in the library with Collingwood.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're receiving him, Cecil, in the library. Yeah.
Well, he's
Collinwood,
receiving
good to
as
see you
well.
again. How's the book going? I'm working on a new idea. I'll tell you about it later. No, it's not the time. Whoop, there goes my pen. So, new members of the society. As James said there might be a similar thing on the phone. I have brought some paperwork along.
The
Collingwood, if this
legalities
is
of it.
in order. I don't suppose either Mr. Pendergast or Miss Ward are here to sign things as well.
No,
It's not necessary, but it's a lot cleaner for filing the paperwork if we can get all the signatures.
Madam Ward is not here.
I'm assuming you know what the society here does.
I know that society keeps London safe from
Well-
dangerous matters.
Would it be concerning for you to realise that Miss Ward has emptied the safe here, ran off, and vanished?
It would be far from the first time that a thing like that has happened.
Well, that seems to be what's happened. James has been attacked. He's quite a nasty bruise, you may have noticed.
Is he all right?
He has no memory of it.
Oh, nasty blow to the
And-
head. That happened to me playing rugby at Eton once.
Yes. Well, Miss Ward has a talent of taking people's memories,
Ah,
and her servant is missing as well.
servants. The big fellow who doesn't talk very much.
Yes, the one she started referring to as Dave, I think.
Yeah. Well, that's because it's his name.
But he seems to have vanished as well.
David Walters. I handle the accounts at the moment.
Ah,
Oh God, you should get an accountant, a proper accountant.
We had an accountant. In fact, he briefly joined the society, and then he told us he didn't really want to be involved anymore. So I struck him from the books.
so,
I bet he sounded like this. Yeah, just guess.
Honestly, a very sensible fellow. I have great
Probably.
respect for him, and the best accountant I've known. But
I bet he never needed you to give him a hand. Anyway, I have some bad news. My fellow, or my dear attorney. So Madam Ward is taken flight, so to speak, and there's a schism in the society. Mr. Pendergast, it is likely, as has happened in the past from the society, will be missing.
to an accident.
Has succumbed to an accident. Some might say justice, but will likely not
I
be
think
heard from
for
again.
now, and we'll just leave it as he has left on taken an extended leave of absence.
Did not desire to be inquired after, and seemed to be
I believe he
removing
went on
himself.
holiday to Brighton.
Yes.
And I think he's staying there.
Mhm.
Ah. Abernathy sort of, his eyes flick towards Collinwood, and then I guess in the direction James left him last night. Brighton. Yes. I'll put him down as has taken a trip to Brighton.
I believe that's a good way to put it. We've just returned ourselves.
Yes.
He wanted to spend some more time in and with the water.
I've heard it's lovely at this time of year.
Oh, I think he loves it so much that he might never come back.
I think yes. Yeah. Mhm.
Yes.
I trust there won't be any complications of his return at any point.
Unlikely.
Good.
Also, I want to do this on the up and up. Because sincerely, I hand him a business card.
But also, I'm sorry for your. I mean, tragic.
Yes. The holidays can be so emotionally draining.
Yes.
Anyway, Mr. Hargreaves and myself, we are detectives. We used to be with the police force in London. And we, as members of the society, would like to be able to offer our services legally and transparently to the society. Are you following thus far?
You want to be both members of the society and contractors of the society at the same time?
For legal reasons, yes.
I mean, I can make it work.
Well, of course you can make it work. It's London. All you have to do is just throw money at somebody and say, make it work, and then it works, because it's London.
Well, yes, it's more like the people we're throwing money at are you.
Right. Well, no, but it's in case there's any legal challenge. But no, we're not going to build.
There shouldn't be any chance. I can make this work out.
I'm sure. We're not trying to bilk this society, but I mean, if you look at that card, you'll see where our office is. You see?
Oh, yes.
You can see. Yeah. Well, I mean, the people there are wonderful, and they do need our help. But the location of the office does make it a difficulty in securing the confidence of clientele, despite our best efforts and success rates, quite frankly. But did you have a lot of dealings with Lucy Ward? Were you friends with her?
Yeah, I've known her for several years. She revitalized the society after a bit of a lull in activity. Brought Pendergast in and Collinwood.
Do you know where she might be? Because there was a very large disagreement between her and Pendergast, which caused him to go on that holiday because he felt so
right. I was thinking he took the holiday for normal Brighton related reasons like fishing trips.
That might have led up to there was that schism that we talked about. And it felt like it was things were coming to a head, and I pantomimed a gunshot. And so things were done to preserve the life of the society. At this point, I'm just shamelessly telling him what's happening.
In a moment of lull. But while you're letting all that sink in, do you remember the circumstances of how Pendergast was brought into the society?
I first met him here, actually. I got a call from Lucy saying she'd found a very promising new recruit for the society, and if I could add him to the books, get him set up on the accounts, all that manner of things. So I came over. We had a lovely lunch. I believe there was
it just Miss Ward?
Chicken. And
was it just Miss Ward advocating for him, or did the others?
At the time, just Miss Ward and Collinwood. The others had gone on, had left it by that point. And I mean, he's a little bit of an acquired taste, but clearly very knowledgeable. Knew what he was talking about.
True. I do believe he was extremely knowledgeable. He would be after a few centuries.
Yeah, there is that.
Yeah.
You may have noticed he was somewhat ageless.
Well,
I mean,
it's only been a few years.
He's been around for generations, in fact.
Well, not according to the documents he showed me, but I assume they must have been.
True. But unfortunately, was it Humphrey? Was it Humphrey Pendergast? I don't believe he existed until 5 years ago or 7 years ago, possibly.
Herbert, but yeah.
Herbert, sorry. Yes, I tried to look a bit into his past and couldn't find anything up until recent years. In fact.
Yes, according to his account for me, apparently there was a house fire that lost lots of his previous correspondence and records. That's what I was told. And history has taught me not to ask too many questions when recruiting members of the society.
Probably best.
Very sound policy.
We're not especially picky.
Sometimes it's best not to ask questions you don't want to know the answers to.
Precisely. And yes, Miss Ward seemed to trust him and said he came very well recommended from her.
Yeah, we may need to find Miss Ward to try and find her side. Well, to
she
hear her
usually keeps
side
rooms here when she's in London.
Do you know where we could maybe contact her? Our thoughts were maybe the library or at a friend's.
Or at the factory, where Avery.
If she's not here, then I can give you the names of a couple of her friends in the city.
That'd be useful.
Sybil Primrose?
Hmm.
Well, actually, she's Sybil Ward now. No relation.
Yeah.
Different wards. It gets awfully confusing at times. If she's not with him, there's let's see. Who else might she have gone to stay with? There's an artist, has a studio over in Bloomsbury, Miles Shipley.
Ah, I have one of his paintings.
Yes. Or she might have gone to the Plums.
Hmm.
They're acquaintances of the society.
Hmm.
Seems the society is connected to quite a few people.
Oh, a surprising number. They've got contacts in all sort of all manners of levels of society. It's a little headache causing keeping track of the books sometimes. The society, we take money in from sometimes clients pay the society for their work, not always, but sometimes they get paid. There is the estate in the country that earns some rental incomes. There's interest on various accounts put down by various people at points of time. And then money goes out to all sorts of people. Obviously, we pay the staff here. Currently, not very many staff here. And we pay a significant portion, actually, of the earnings at the moment to a charity hospital in Whitechapel.
Oh.
And various... we're still paying a monthly sum to the police, widows and orphans. And
Which I hope we haven't contributed to.
In fact, the society is contributing to 3 different orphanages across the city, monetarily wise.
That's not what I meant, but yes. Well, maybe,
Yes.
maybe.
But yeah, we can add your detective society on the books as well.
Well, I think I foresee in the future, once we do well enough to relocate our private offices, maybe some of the revenue that we bring in could be contributed to this society.
Yeah. The books just about balance themselves at the moment. As long as you don't go overboard on ridiculous travel expenses or hiring. Like, you can probably afford to keep at least 3 more staff on the books, as well as the coachman, the housekeeper, and the butler. So you could probably fill out the staff roster a bit more. But beyond 3 more staff, you might be pushing at the counts. We might have to reduce our charitable contributions slightly.
We will work hard to make sure we don't have to reduce our charitable contributions. Yes, I think this will work quite well. Mr. Abernathy.
Abernathy, yes.
I would like the society to operate as a more outwardly arm of doing good things. It's when we investigated it during I'm sure you're quite familiar with the theater incident.
Yes, that was a.
We don't have to drudge it all up, but we were on the police force.
Illegal quagmire.
Yes.
I'm sure. I think we actually corresponded perhaps a few times on that. The police did send me a lot of letters requesting details.
You once wrote me a letter that very politely told me that you would no longer politely tell me what you've told me. And what you told me
I had reiterated my position on the society's lack of involvement with the unfortunate incident. You must understand.
I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. I'm just saying that might be where you recall our names vaguely.
Yes, that does seem
Regardless.
familiar. I was merely stating it was just provable, legally speaking.
Which was an incredible thing for you to say, because I simply asked to speak with some people from the society. Regardless, you about gave up the ghost on that, my boy. But my point is, I want us to be more directly involved with helping. It seems that helping people became second fiddle over the past couple of years, and I want to bring that out forthright. Does that make sense?
Yes, I believe so, yes.
And I think one of the best ways to do that is for everybody to be able to trust and communicate with everybody. Sometimes we might have to have some dodgy conversations about vacations and disagreements, and that's just an organic reality. But I would like you to call me Basil and think of me as not just a colleague, but as a friend.
And I hope we will come to get to know each other well enough to be true friends.
Yes.
I guess for all of you gentlemen, you seem like very sensible, good people.
Mr.
I will
White
say I am
is
a member of the
brilliant.
society, but I don't get my hands messy on a day-to-day basis so much as other members. My role is more
Logistical.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Tactical. Understood. No, I get that, but
You do
it's
the administration work more than anything else.
Yes, someone has to do the paperwork and clean up afterwards and make sure that the place is not sued into the ground.
Write letters to the police force. Yes, of course.
Exactly.
I know. I understand your position. So I feel that we have an accord.
Can I make a request in return?
Yes,
you,
of course.
Gentlemen.
Yes.
Yeah.
What the society does is very important. Always has been. Ever since my father was its lawyer when it was first formed. I've seen some of the incredible things that have done and heard whispers of some of the terrible things that might have happened if it hadn't been here. But my requests, just to make my life a little easier, is please try not to get caught murdering anyone, especially members of the nobility. If a house gets burned down, have an alibi.
We would never.
At
least not if we got.
No,
we
that's
wouldn't
mostly
get caught.
it. Just
Okay.
Invest in some good alibis and.
Well, being detectives makes that fairly easy.
You understand.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
Like my skills only go so far. If someone finds you standing covered in blood on someone's front doorstep holding a burning brand.
Yes.
At that point, you're...
Of course.
Yes.
At that point, our self-defense claim needs to be quite strong.
Well, disavow. Well, that's an excellent word, yes.
Yeah.
Good law-abiding citizens.
Yes, and I will say, in the time that society has existed, I believe only one member has, in fact, been executed.
Who got executed?
Honestly, a fairly good track record, all things considered.
What sort of capers did he get up to?
My God.
Murder.
He must have been.
Murder.
He must have not had the magic hand when it came to murder.
Anyway.
Didn't pull off the caper.
Yeah, his vanishing trick wasn't as good as it could have been.
Pull a rabbit out of the hat.
I will go and finish sorting paperwork. Was there anything else?
No, we're going to track down Madam Ward's pretty soon, I think.
I do believe I've probably got a number of books that Collingwood had originally brought to Brighton. They probably need to be returned to the society. But,
I mean, you are the society.
That's true. But it'd be better if they were all here, really, in the library, more than anything else. But, the
library is more Collingwood's domain.
That's true. I'll discuss it with
He's in charge of organising it. I can never find anything in there.
Oh, okay. We'll work something out. We'll bring them over. It's more a matter of logistics.
He claims it's a system.
Oh, yeah.
But which one?
Whose system? But anyway, yes. I think we're all okay here. We'll try and track down Miss Ward and young Avery Collins and see what's going on with them.
Okay. Well, it was very good to meet you all, and I look forward to working with you
Likewise.
in the future.
Pleasure to meet you.
Yes.
Again.
He packs up his briefcase, picks it up, takes his hat and his coat, and departs.
Oh,
That
well,
went well.
it did.
Yeah.
Congratulations on becoming the society members that I knew would
Ah.
always be.
Yeah, thank you very much for that.
I mean, wasn't quite technically true or untrue about how that wager worked, but it was true enough to become set in stone twice over. So,
What's done is done.
and it shall never be undone.
But what is the plan now?
We need to contract Ward, and I don't want to have to try to kill this woman, because I don't even know if we could, quite frankly. And even if we did, I don't think we could do it unscathed. I want peace. If for no other reason than killing the daughter of a noble who already dislikes us, I apologize for that again, didn't quite understand what I was doing, could prove tiresome. And only so many people can take so many vacations. I want peace. That's what I propose.
I think what we need to focus on is rescuing young Avery Collins then.
Well, our telephone's a commonplace item at this point.
Reasonably, they get
I mean,
amongst those with decent levels of money.
would there be one over at over by the Gaskells where Pavel and Avery are? Would there be one we could just call and since caller ID isn't a thing, just see if someone answers?
They probably have a telephone. I mean, they're literally mechanical inventors. Even if no one had hooked them up to the telephone, they've hooked themselves up to a telephone somehow. It shouldn't work, but they've made it work. Look, these men built a time machine. They've got a telephone.
Fair enough.
Because I mean that
Possibly
could
call
save us.
people from other dimensions.
I mean that could potentially save us a trip over there.
Yeah, you ring through. The phone rings. You get put through by the operator. Nobody picks up.
Ah. Well, either no one's there or they're not answering.
I believe Nordstrom might have been heading back there though.
Right. Unless he had a holiday on his way back there.
Perhaps, but then again, he could have just fallen asleep or be too busy to answer the phone.
Could be.
We probably need to look into that tomorrow morning more than anything else. It's probably not the best time of day to go to that part of the city.
Have you been to Whitechapel? There's no good time of day.
Mm-hmm.
No, only worse times of day. That was where I was thinking about. We have some names to go off of, but if nothing else, I was going to go talk to Madame Green.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a good idea. We need to work out what we can do with our contacts and see if we can find out where they may have gone.
So we have a couple names: Miles Shipley, Sybil Ward, not Sybil Primrose. So those are proper people. So that's more your end and Nigel's end. It might be best if I...
How dare you call me proper?
You are incredibly proper. You're a gentleman. You used to almost be a scholar. Reading's not quite up to snuff, but you'll get there one day. You just have a more or less theatrical approach to life than I do. And Martin White is always in need of good protection, as he is a rich...
Oh, definitely.
I was going to say, I don't think it'd be a good idea to expose him directly to Miss Green.
No.
No, I have my own protection as well.
Yes.
You may have noticed my footmen. I believe they're indirectly employed by my father to make sure I'm safe.
That's a Good contingency
move.
plan. So you
when I
two will
first-
tackle. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. When I first set up here in London, he made sure I had a couple of people working for me, and those two gentlemen used to work for him. And they're more or less to ensure my safety more than anything else. Although they're quite good footmen. I believe one of them is the groom. He handles the coach, but I think they're more employed for protection. Hence the reason I brought them last time I went to Whitechapel.
Yeah, they can hold their own in the fight. They're not like professional fighters, but they could definitely hold their own in a bit of a scuffle.
Well, yeah, they were former enforcers, but they're just big and scary.
Yeah, the
That's
more
the
people
best
you've
way
got with you, the less likely someone's gonna
Exactly.
try something.
Well, gentlemen, I shall make my way to see if I can get an audience with Madame Ward. I will be back in a handful of hours.
Do you mean green?
Green, not Ward. Yes, no, not Ward. That woman might flay me alive.
Oh, sorry. There's a call through from Albanati. He said he got mixed up. Sybil Grant, not Sybil Ward. He always makes that mistake.
Sybil Graham, you say?
Grant.
Very good.
Yeah.
Graham or Graham?
Grant. Lady Sybil
Yeah.
Grant.
Yes.
Crossbow wires there.
I get it. Telephone. Good show. Okay. Keeper, I am going to make my way down to meet the esteemed mob boss.
Okay, so Basil's off to see May. Who is everyone else off to see?
I'm probably just going to go home to check on our newly acquired items, really, and give them a quick check through.
Okay. You're heading home?
I don't know, well, what Nigel wishes to do, whether he...
I was going to ask. Nigel, where would you like to go?
Well, did I get an invitation from Mr. White to come help him
You
with
could.
the...
If you wish, the invite's there.
Okay. Because if he doesn't, then I would go over to the factory. Just to swing by to see if anyone was there.
You mean, so otherwise we'd split 3 ways?
What could possibly go wrong?
What could possibly
You're
go
back in London in the normal course of your life. I assume you are going to be splitting up on a regular basis. Unless you all intend to follow each other
No.
around the bathroom
No.
every time and just...
No, we
You're like one of those
have
little posses who like, wait, you're going... We've all got to go.
no, we have a 1 foot or no 2 foot rope tied to each of our wrists in a 3-way. So we never can get farther away from each other than a couple of
We're
feet.
just gonna get blitzed by monsters and then die because we're tied up. The keeper's just gonna be like, "All right, you metagaming fucks, suffer."
The problem is the luck.
This is a memo to all players of games like D&D. It turns out that if your party is walking on the edge of a frozen cliff, tying yourself all together does it not in fact improve the situation, and does in fact mean that when one of you falls off the cliff, all of you start plummeting to your death. This is brought to you by mistakes I personally have made during a game of D&D. Public service announcement over.
But
We've had several of those throughout. We're here to help improve your TTRPG experience, chat.
Yeah. Anyway, as Basil is going to see May, and Martin and Nigel, are you going to go look at books?
yeah, just going to see what we got from stuff.
Yeah, so you're there, you've got the stack of books so most of them are Collinwood's books that he brought down from the society.
Yeah.
He's now bringing
Just
it back
try
up
and
again.
separate them to make sure we understand who's belongs to what.
There's also the books of Nameless Cults, the Book of Ibon, Monsters in Their Kind, and the Opening of the Waves, the Swedish book, Vagens of Nara.
Yeah, probably it'd be a good idea to get those unusual ones locked up in a safe somewhere separate.
Yeah, you also have Pendergast's notebook.
Oh,
Is it in English?
No, it is not.
do we
It appears to
recognise the
be
language?
in utter nonsense. You open it up, it's no language you recognise.
Does it look like it was written by snake people?
It's in the character. So the characters seem to be a mix of Latin, Greek, and possibly even characters from the Cyrillic alphabet, seemingly
okay.
all jumbled up together, occasionally upside down.
Is-
Could I try a Latin roll? Well, I don't know. That wouldn't help because it's a mix.
Yes, you can give me a Latin roll. Yeah,
I'm not very good, but yeah,
it's not
nice
in
roll,
Latin,
um,
as far as you can tell.
I have no idea what role it would be, and I'm sure I would fail miserably. But is it possible to, is it like a one-time pad encryption, or is he just doing a simple substitution cipher?
Give me an intelligence roll. See, this is going to require. I think unless we've got any skills on cryptography, which I believe is.
I could spend the luck and make it a regular success.
A regular success, I will say in advance, isn't going to tell you what the contents of the book is, but will give you a clue.
Okay, that's worth it.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
You can tell that this is code. You can tell that there are patterns in here.
Okay.
And you get a sense that there's potentially 2 levels to this. The upper level does appear to be a simple substitution cipher. He's replacing some letters with different letters.
Okay.
But it's hard to work out what exactly he's doing because you're fairly sure that whatever it is that he's then encoding is not in English.
Okay.
Whether it's all in one different language or a mixture of different languages underneath, but essentially he's substitution ciphering over whatever non-English language he's writing in.
Okay, well that was worthwhile to know. Okay. So, well, Mr. White, it seems to be he's encrypted it. And I can't tell exactly what the everything is in the book, what the even what the underlying language is, whether it's English or Latin or whatever, but he has attempted to encrypt it. It's a bit beyond my being able to figure it out.
So he's encrypted it in another language as well.
Well, it seems like to be a substitution cipher on parts of it, but not entirely.
It'd take a while to get through that. To understand it. I think it'll be worthwhile doing, but perhaps not something you can do in a few minutes.
Well, maybe Avery. He's a very smart young man. He might.
That's very true. Yeah, we'll have to have a look through. See if he had anything else in his belongings that could have given us a hint to, well, the cipher, I suppose.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, we'll lock up these dangerous books, and the other ones, Collingwood's ones, we'll probably have sent back to the Society for Collingwood to organise.
So, you're locking them up. Are you locking them up in the Society safe, in your safe?
My safe for now until we know the Society safe is safe.
Okay.
That's the best way to put it.
Who has the keys to your safe, Martin?
Now the thing is,
there only one key?
At the moment, yes.
Now, Mr. White, you know, Miss Ward knows where you live, and that she can persuade you to use your key to get in.
True, but I think the best option was what I'd originally planned with the first book that she absconded, is we have them locked up in the Bank of England, in one of the lockboxes they have there.
Okay.
And at least until we know what's going on, we can have them put there as soon as the bank opens in the morning.
It's not night time.
Oh, it's not night time.
What time is it during the day?
Probably early afternoon.
Oh,
before did Victorian banks close at 2?
No.
Oh, Victorian banks kept much more respectable opening hours than modern banks. They don't randomly close at 3 o'clock on a Wednesday because they wanted to.
Well, actually, it's a bit later than I thought it was. I thought it was later than it was, but
I mean, it's February, so it is getting
Yes.
dark outside. It's
It
like,
is.
let's call it 4 o'clock in the
Um,
afternoon.
We could probably just have these locked up in the Bank of England securely until we need them.
Okay. So, you're taking the Bargain Sopnara, Monsters and Their Kind, Nameless Cults, and the Book of Ibon, and you're locking them up in the safe deposit box.
Yes. In the Bank of England.
Okay. And who has access to that safe deposit box?
Oh, it's probably just me, to be fair, at this point. It's probably just my lockbox.
Yeah. Essentially, is that your instruction is only you can access those books.
Yeah, it's basically effectively a private lockup for valuables and
I'm
things.
just making it very clear who has access to these books.
Oh, it's okay.
Should anything happen to Martin?
True. But it depends on his will and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, I think basically we're just doing this as a...
We might have established what the contents of Martin's will are, so just in case anything were to happen to
true.
him. Sometimes people take holidays to brighten.
That's true, but this is just a temporary measure. Once we know the society is safe, we'll have it all shifted back there.
Okay, so as you two, take a visit to the bank, that's probably going to eat up the rest of your sort of day until nightfall.
Yep.
Sorting out, securing those books away. Meanwhile, sorry about that, banging the book on the table. Meanwhile, across town, Basil has gone to the offices of Madame Green. May Green, as she is to her friends. Shown in past, I've lost track of how many fingers he's got now. Bob?
Three. It fluctuates between 3 to 4.
Three-fingered Bob. And shown up to Madame Green's office.
Salutations and greetings.
Williamsworth,
Oh,
how can I help
please.
you today?
The last time we spoke, you were calling me Basil. Why should we move back?
I've been trying to practice manners. All right, Basil.
You can call me Basil. I will continue to call you Madam Green. Since I called you that, the nickname seemed to catch on.
It suits.
I have a question for you. Do you know Lucy Ward?
C. Ward.
Catherine Ward's daughter, member of the society.
Remember, I don't mess with the society. They're trouble. But
You've
I've
never.
heard of the Wards. Yeah. I think
So I need to know where
I
she
might
is.
have been to their house once. I can't remember. It was a very long time ago.
Did you ever involved with the society yourself? I always seem to have a healthy respect.
I lived there for a while.
How did you end up there? That's
Yeah, I was adopted by a member of the society.
Was he a good guy?
Yes.
Good.
Yes. I
Um,
wouldn't be where I am today. Oh, actually, he'd be very disappointed probably with where I am today. But he wanted to make... he was trying to make a proper lady out of me. It didn't stick.
Duly noted. I need to know where she is.
I mean, I can put out some feelers, ask around.
I know she's not at home.
Alright. If I find out, where do you want the news sending?
The Esoteric Society. I'm a new member.
Congratulations! I guess
Thank
per my own rules, this means I've got to keep my distance from you. So,
No, I think we could grandfather this
yeah.
understanding
This-
in.
No, that
because
seems fair. I'll send word.
I'm also willing to amend our agreement. Should I come to understand any society business might impact you, and I mean that very broadly, I will give you a heads up so you know which areas to avoid.
That sounds excellent.
Sometimes
also,
bad things come out of the water.
If
for
I should hear
instance.
of anything society adjacent, I'll let you know.
We're getting along so famously.
I think having a fellow like yourself and your partner up at the society will do them some good. They need someone with their
Yeah.
feet firmly planted on the ground, not just these, rich bastards who spend more on a book than most people spend on rent for a year.
I don't really like books, if I'm being honest. They seem to be dangerous and deadly.
That's the spirit.
Regardless, can you, how do I say this? I would take it as a personal favor if you got to work on this immediately.
Right away? Right away?
And I would
I'll,
owe you a favor. Should you ever need to reach out to us and we're not at our office, we're probably at the society. Should you need to, do you have a phone?
No, I don't have a phone.
Okay.
There aren't any phones down here. Look, people kept nicking the wires.
Understood. I figured that you would just have them like beaten, but if it's their own people,
Nah, look, scrap metal doesn't stay put.
I'm surprised. Anyway, if you ever have to send anybody to us over at the society, if they could be presentable.
Yeah.
Not that I care, but you know what I mean.
Nah, I've got some folk that can be trusted to
Understood.
not get arrested from just simply walking in Grosvenor Square.
I mean, it happens to the best of us, really.
Yeah.
But
No.
I suppose I would simply, well, I'll be there for the time being. That being said, I will not take up any more of your time.
No. All right.
No.
I'll get on this.
And
Pleasure doing business.
I just wanted to say, I don't think anybody could be truly disappointed with you, Adam Green.
Well, thank you, I guess. Bob will show you out. But yeah, no, thank you.
Bob, why do you have so few fingers?
Knives.
Bob, I think there's more than knives.
This way.
There's a darkness in your eyes, Bob. And I leave.
And as Bob shows you out, and as Martin and Nigel return to the bank, that is going to be where we finish for today. We have done some investigation. We have discovered where Avery and Miss Ward currently are not. Next week, hopefully we'll find out where they actually have been this entire time and what they are up to. And whether it is just good, wholesome, friendly fun and definitely not something that needs stopping.
We're so cooked. We're so cooked, chat.
What's the worst that could happen?